So let's go ahead and look on elements of the light when we go in and assemble, so we can see what is each of the element and parameters of this element. Before we begin to understand all these 19 effects, they're actually representing imperfection in our lens, because the good lens shouldn't affect the image it's capturing at all. However, we become so used to this, we want to use those effects, and actually our eyes sometimes will have it also stars and other things. It's due to stigmatism maybe, or some other effect. So we see imperfection all the time, and by creating imperfection, we're actually creating more real image, or more interesting looking in this case. So again, all of these elements, they represent some imperfection that will go added. The glow ball, the first, let's go select it. You can see it's represent natural effect glowing from the light source on the lens. We also have it outer and inner color, which is may affect the coating on a lens with different, and these colors is quite a bit accurate. However, you can change them as well. Next, we have it element parameters, and sometimes order, if I did by myself, I probably change this order, but overall, to understand the position, this is a parameter will affect almost all elements, and this will help us to offset this element. So let's look right here. You can see I changing, and I enable the crosshair so you can see center of our element. To offset elements, think about this. We have a glass and we have different positions. This will help us to set properly parallax between all of these elements. As example, let's offset a little bit R1, and we'll go just duplicate it, and we'll offset second. So we offset them from the middle. So now watch what is happening. When I start moving, you see how the parallax is changed. So again, if I bring a little bit closer, for example, on the side, so that our elements won't be dispersed so much. So you can see right here how the elements is changing. And this is to create this realistic lens effect, where the relatively from center, our lens pointing to the where the flare appear, and how this will appear between this element distance and a lens. So let's go delete this one, and we'll just use it. Okay. And one nice thing when you work with position, you can notice position is have this kind of snapping effect, so you can readjust, and of course it can snap to one, so it's kind of easy. Of course, anytime you can go inside, and if you want just adjust by a little bit, you can type in any of those effects. So it's make it much easier. Next, we have the ring brightness, but before, let's skip over, because you notice right here position, ring brightness related to the ring that we need to enable, as well as ring softness, taper. To our main glowing, we have our position, ramp scale, which is increase scale of the ramp. We have also the ramp gap that will overall create kind of smaller size, almost looks, so it's relatively to the black point of the ramp. Okay, and we also have it related to our glow ball. These ones we have it also outer and inner color. The one thing I noticed when I modify them, and I think I pointed this before, it will change the our plugin will change focus. So when I say okay, it's for some reason switch to our Photoshop, and I need to go back to my plugin. So it's kind of sometimes when you start working may become a little bit annoying when you work with this, and hopefully this will be fixed, and updates are coming soon. Okay, next let's look on the ring. So right here our glow, but if you notice in some effect of those glow reeling, we have it sometimes the ring going around. We can check box to enable this ring right here, and now we can look on this properties of the rings. Brightness, obviously it's increase decrease brightness. We have it softener and taper. Taper is actually technically just size of the ring we can create it. Softness will create this feathering or transition for our light and shadow. So example, we can increase, and you can see right here we have this feathering kind of adding to the size. Okay, also we have anamorphic, which apply to almost all filters, and it's apply let you to kind of skew a little bit in the size. Couple things for the each element what would nice if it's have it and it doesn't. So if you look around, you cannot actually offset by using X and Y. So for example, if I want keep it these lines or this element on the same place, but I want this skewed little bit to the left or right because maybe I want to create several balls in one line, I cannot do this. So how I say, it's another things, maybe request the options for the future. So right here it's our glow element, and this is very basic element that we're using in a lot of different filters. Same for example, let's go back to some of mine. Right here you can see I was using this element right here in the middle to increase a little bit of this glowing, some other effects as well. So you can right here you can see on the middle, so it's create this kind of effect. And if we look on this glow ball, you can see our brightness set, and I do not use the rings currently for this, but again you can enable if you want it, and maybe even reduce a little bit brightness to add a little bit more effect. Okay, so right here's our effect. Let's go back to the basic, and I'm just remove all of this. Okay, next what we have it is a spike ball. So let's go ahead, open, go add as element. Okay, and one thing you'll notice the different, we have it now, this spikes kind of going from glowing. So we have it same things, we have it our position that generic to everything. We have it our brightness. In this case, it's applied to all of our elements. We have it scale of our spikes. We also have an angle which rotate all the spikes kind of around, and sometimes you maybe want to reposition a little bit properly. Okay, we also have it count of the spikes, it's how many, so we can have it from very few. Okay, maybe adjust angle and reduce scale, so very few. We can go to the 100. Again, here's things, if you try to type, sometimes it's may work, and in some cases it will look, so it's let you know if you can do. But right here as example, so 200, and let's go to set 100. Okay, so right here, so you can see the difference. So in some cases you can go inside and manually increase amount, sometimes it won't let you. Okay, the random, it just created different random seed distribution for those spikes. Again, same, we have it anamorphic, which will affect in precisely for that type of the effect. And we have it overall color that can change color overlay for this effect.